What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with another lucky dip. And once again, shout out to Chafic, who shared a few different artist collections with me, and indeed, I'm still sort of waiting to get to the next phase of the Sandra journey, but he has provided Sandra material as well, so big shout out to Chafic. But the next tune in the lucky dips that he sent me is by Kim Fields, an artist I feel like I've heard of. It's definitely a name I've heard somewhere, but I'm not familiar with her work so far as I know, and the track is from 1985, and it's called He Loves Me, He Loves Me Not, which makes me think of those, I think, like picking flowers. He loves me, and they, you know, whatever the last petal is supposedly, you know, through, I guess, preternatural prediction, what will happen with this other person. So there's a bit of a lack of clarity as to the status of a relationship, and perhaps someone is using a sort of child's game of chance to try to figure out what the reality is. What are you doing, Luca? Are you going to come up? Apparently she's going to come up. So let's see what I can pick up on a first listen and how they might actually relate to what I'm thinking of is, again, a sort of game played by young people when it comes to figuring out emotions and so on. Let's listen. This is Kim Fields. The track is He Loves Me, He Loves Me Not, and it's from 1985. Got that 80s funk. there. Definitely some dance floor funkiness that could be happening right now. That double run. Who's on the sax? Who's on the sax? How many flowers has she gone through? I'm curious what happens next. Fade out. Also, I like her layered vocals in this last part. But it's funny, when it got to, like, I think 2 measures ago, it felt like a moment where it was either going to come to a halt, start fading out, or start flourishing a bit, which is what it actually did. And yes, my player was on repeat. But yeah, so it chose option 3, and the way the vocals really kicked up, that was attention grabbing. So a cool last section when it could have just faded, although doing that would have felt like a very natural thing at that moment. So yeah, but perhaps people will not be surprised to find that that saxophone riffing / solo work was my favorite part of the tune. I did like those dancing keys, especially when there was that part where it went sort of into double time for a short period. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of the saxophone. People who've been following this channel for a while will know this. It makes me sad that the saxophone seems a less central instrument to a lot of like pop music these days. It does seem like the 80s was maybe the high water mark, the apex for the saxophone in terms of its popularity, but yeah, I love a good saxophone riff. I love a saxophone solo. That was a particularly good one. Curious to know who was the player on that. And yeah, again, it has that mid-80s synth pop funk feel. It's got the, you know, the keys and the saxophone and those instrumental elements that give it a bit of that jazz funk flavor, but the driving synth bass, the dance floor kind of feel, her vocals, they all scream that mid-80s sound. And I was thinking during part of it that it almost sounded like some of Duran's material on Notorious, which again is a very like synth pop funk album. And so if you replaced her voice with Simon's there, it wouldn't have been terribly surprising to my ears. So a cool tune. Once again, shout out to Chafic. Again, any track with saxophone is sort of, it's like a cheat code to get my brain to like it a little bit more than it would just independently. So I'm forgetting what video it was. I think it was a Duran video, actually. And, like, I made a similar comment that, like, man, you know, it's like they used a cheat code. And someone was, like, mad. They were like, what are you saying, Duran used a cheat code? How dare you do that? I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I just meant that, like, that makes it much easier for me to like it because it has a saxophone. So let me just dispel in advance any suggestion that that comment was a disparagement of the tune. Quite the contrary. So, in any case, from a Luca who is, like, her calendar poses as she's like sitting on my lap here. Hilarious. She gets in one position, goes to the other. Isn't that right? In any case, let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.